Welcome back to another update in our Hungry Howie's Anvil Award competition. What is the Anvil Award, you ask? Well, number one, this is an anvil. And if you're old like us, the cartoons we grew up with, this used to fall on Wile E. Coyote's head when things went wrong as he hunted the Roadrunner. But it also represents strength. And this metal is actually used to flatten a surface. So the Anvil Award is a metaphor for the linemen and linebackers in football who truly represent the hard-nosed tough work that make an offense or a defense tick. Now, this is the former longtime coach at Canton High School, Tim Beckler, 173 wins and a 20-year coaching career with the Chiefs. When we approached him with the idea of not only being the spokesman, but heading up the evaluation team on the individuals who would be considered for this award, describe how this experience has been for you this far.
It's been excellent. You know, I've been able to watch a ton of film on some great football players, and the thing is, it's like, none of these kids are bad football players.
No.
I mean, every team, every coach is lucky to have these guys on their team. So if they don't make the cut, or whether they do or not, these kids are great players, and the teams are lucky to have them.
That's right. So we're just nitpicking between greatness and just trying to figure out at the time who might be have a little bit of an upper hand currently. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, enough dilly-dallying. We elected to install a new candidate last week, and let's talk about him first. His name is Tyler Huneman. He plays both tight end and defensive end. He is a senior and will play defense in college most likely. Bottom line, the guy is an athlete.
Yes, he is. He's also a basketball player, and I've watched some of his basketball films too. He's 6'3", 270, committed to Harvard, and like you said, he's an excellent tight end, great blocker, great receiver, but I really like him at defensive end. A lot like Chase Winovich again, plays away from him, he runs them down and chases people and catches them. He's a great pass rusher with his hands. You just see his technique knocking that tackle's hands off of him, and he's got the speed to get there. And then playing against the run, he's thick, he's stout, he uses his arms, he gets extension, and he gets off blocks and gets in on plays. And when he does make tackles, he levels them.
That's right. He's also he's playing at Mount Pleasant. Obviously, having a great year is Mount Pleasant. Ball State, Army, Akron, Air Force came a-calling, but ultimately he decided on Harvard. So we obviously know that he's a smart guy.
He must be very smart too.
Yeah, exactly. In general, when you watch these guys in high school, especially those who play multiple positions in high school, which is quite often very frequent, especially for excellent athletes, knowing the college game, it's faster, stronger, it's better. Can you predict fairly, just from watching film, fairly accurately predict what position they will play at the next level?
You can, but unless you meet the kid in person, it's a little harder because you don't know how much room for growth. I mean, for instance, Tyler might have 3 more inches of growth in him. He could be 6'6", 310. I don't know because I haven't seen him. He could have a full beard right now and be done. I don't know.
Right.
But sometimes you can predict most of the time, but again, some of these kids are baby-faced still and still aren't finished growing.
We have another brand new addition to the competition. He plays high school football at Cass Tech. He is a center. He is a junior. His name is Raheem Anderson II. Talk about what stood out to you when evaluating him.
Well, he's 6'3", 298, has 15 offers. By the way, his dad played at Detroit King in the 80s, interestingly enough.
Yes, that's right.
The thing about centers is a lot of them focus so hard on snapping the ball that they don't step or they don't get into their block at the same time that they're snapping the ball. And it's like a good center is really just getting a stalemate, especially when they're covered. But the great centers can snap and be stepping at the same time and still be accurate. And I tell you, Raheem is physical. He can step, he's got great footwork, and he's very quick for a big guy, and he does finish blocks. I mean, he puts it on them. And something else, I think he's got a great personality too, because if you watch his junior highlights, most kids in their highlights, they put a little circle around them.
Yeah.
he's got a little banner with an arrow, and it says secret sauce.
All right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we should have next summer a cookout at my house and invite his family over.
Right.
He's got to bring the secret sauce.
Exactly, no doubt about it. And Cass Tech has had so many great athletes.
Yes,
and the offense that you ran, that tight tee that was so predicated on getting off the line, fast. That's what makes it work. He would have been just perfect.
Oh my God.
At center for you.
He would have been probably the best we've ever had. Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Michigan, LSU, Kentucky, Maryland, Missouri, Nebraska, many more already with offers. So this young man's ceiling is high. Cass Tech just 2-3 entering week 6, but it's not because of the play of Raheem. So you can vote for both Tyler and Mr. Anderson right now at statechampsnetwork.com. Next week, we're going to break down the criteria for the award and talk about who is leading in each category. That's next week. So for Coach Beckler, I'm Lauren Plant. Vote and vote often in the Hungry Howie's Anvil Award competition to determine who will be the #1 lineman or linebacker in the state of Michigan. We'll talk at you next week.